What's up, YouTube? You back with another episode with Pixel Petey, and I'm Petey. Welcome back. Today is November the 7th, 2019, and I'll be giving you all my prediction picks for week 11 of the NCAA college football. But first, I ain't do so good last week. For week 10, I went 5 out of 13. I know it is what it is, but all the other weeks I was doing, I did way above. I did real good all the other weeks. Let's put it like that. But let's get straight to these games. All right, first game out of the top 25 rankings is East Carolina versus ranked number 25 SMU. They saying SMU is going to beat East Carolina by 21.5 points. The over/under for the game is 70.5. I'm taking a 70.5 to go over. Next is Vanderbilt versus ranked number 10, Florida. They saying Florida is going to win by 25. The over/under for the game is 48. I'm taking the over for the 48. Next we have Maryland versus ranked number 1, Ohio State. They saying Ohio State is going to pretty much blow them out by 43.5 points. The over/under for the game is 63.5. I'm taking that to go over to 63.5. Next, we have number 4 ranked Penn State versus Minnesota. They saying Penn State is going to win by 7. Excuse me. The over/under for the game is 47.5. First I'm taking Penn State to win by the 7 points. I almost skipped one. Next, we have ranked number 12 Baylor. They saying they're going to win by 2.5 points versus TCU. The over/under for the game is 51. When they played, was it last year, not too long ago, the score was pretty much like 19-16 or something like that. I can't remember because I ain't write it down, but I remember the game. But I'm taking the score to go over this time. Then we have Connecticut versus Cincinnati, who is currently ranked at number 20. They saying Cincinnati is going to win by 35. The over/under for the game is 56. I'm taking that to go over. Then we have Wake Forest, who is ranked at number 19. They saying they're going to beat Virginia Tech by 2.5 points. The over/under for the game is 63. So I'll be taking Virginia to cover the 2.5 points. Next we have number ranked 2 LSU versus number ranked 3 Alabama. They saying Alabama is going to beat LSU by 6.5 points. The over/under for the game is 64.5. I'm taking that score to go over to 64.5 points. Then we have Kansas State, who is currently ranked at number 16. They playing Texas. They playing Texas Tech. They saying this time Texas is going to win by 7. Last time they played, Kansas State actually beat Texas. But the over/under for the game is 58.5. So I'm taking that to go over to 58.5. Then we have Iowa, who is currently ranked at 18. They're playing Wisconsin, who is ranked at number 13. They're saying Wisconsin is going to win by 8.5 points. Their over/under for the game is 38. I'm taking Wisconsin to win by the 8.5. But I'm also going to be taking Wisconsin to win that in a tease on the whole. I might not make a video there, but that's on something personal. So then we have Missouri playing Georgia, who is ranked at number 6. They're saying Georgia is going to beat Missouri by 17 points. The over/under for the game is 47.5. I'm taking Georgia to cover the 17 points and the over 47.5. Then we have Notre Dame coming in at 15, ranked at number 15. They're playing Duke. Last time they played, Duke beat them. But this time they're saying Notre Dame is going to win by 7.5. I'll be taking them to cover the 7.5 points. Then we have Clemson, who is ranked at number 5. They're saying they're going to beat North Carolina State by 32 points. The over/under for the game is 53.5. I'm taking the 53.5 to go over. Next, we have Iowa State versus number ranked 9, Oklahoma. They saying Oklahoma is going to win by 14.5 points. And the over/under for the game is 67. I'm taking Oklahoma to cover the 14.5 points and the score to go over 67. And that's going to, Oklahoma 2 won't be in my teaser. So I'm going to put a little 10-pick teaser together and buy 7 points. And that'll knock that down to around 7.5. And it'll take that, what was the other game I said? the Wisconsin game, that'll be around 1.5. But then here go to the last and final game, Wyoming versus Boise State, who was ranked at number 22. They saying they're going to win by 13. And the over-under for the game is 48.5. I'm taking Boise State and the over. And there you go, another episode with Picks with Petey. Matter of fact, let me give y'all a quick rundown. I'm taking the over for East Carolina SMU game. That's 70.5. I'm taking the over in the Vanderbilt versus Florida game. That's 48. Then I'm taking Ohio State versus Maryland game over 63.5. I'm taking Penn State to win by the 7. Then I'm taking Baylor. Oh no, excuse me. And I'm taking the score to go over 47.5. So if I didn't say that in the beginning, I'm sorry about that. So I'm taking Penn State and the over the 47.5. Then I have Baylor versus TCU game going over 51. Connecticut versus Cincinnati game going over 56. Got Virginia Tech covering the 2.5 points versus Wake Forest. Got the LSU Bama game going over 64.5. Have the Texas versus Kansas State game going over 58.5. Then I like Wisconsin to win by the 8.5 points versus Iowa. I have Georgia winning by the 17 points and the score to go over 47.5. Then I have Notre Dame covering the 7.5 points versus Duke. I have the Clemson versus North Carolina State game going over 53.5. Then I have Oklahoma winning by the 14.5 points and the score to go over 67 versus Iowa State. Then the last game again is Boise State to cover the 13 points and the score to go 48.5. And there you go. See you next time. You know the motto, get money, stay humble. I hope these prediction picks help some of you all out. And you ain't got to take my advice neither. Just if you need help on certain games, I hope I helped you with some. I really don't do too much explaining, but I just tell you straight up what I like and I don't like. So, and these are some of the prediction picks. So, hope it work out for you. See you next time.